way to stand up to someone like Donald Trump. And it felt like you were not necessarily advising your fellow lawyers or potential defendants, but you were kind of advising the country. Did you mean that as advice? Do you mean that as advice for, Republicans who don't want to go along with him but have been so far afraid to say no or to stand up to him?
I think in the moment, Rachel, I meant it in the context of the court system and litigation. But in my guts, in my heart, I meant what you said, how you just described it, or how Eugene just described it. It is time, and we proved, I think, in this case, that it is time to stand up to the world's current, or the United States' current biggest bully. And the way to do that is by using the facts and the law and our legal system to say that we're not afraid. And we saw a jury of 9 New Yorkers stand up to him just as much as we did and say, not only did you do this, but you need to pay her $83 million.
Ms. Crowley, Shawn, in opening and closing the trial, you asked jurors to consider, in awarding punitive damages, how much it would cost to make Trump stop lying about Ms. Carroll, how high the number would have to be in order to deter him from continuing to do what he's been doing to Eugene. Do you think that the award in this case is sufficient to make him stop?
It's really hard to say with someone like that. So far it has been, which I think is pretty remarkable, given who he is and what he's done to Eugene pretty much relentlessly over the last 4 years. I do have to say that I think that he himself, during the trial, helped us make that argument by, leaving court each day and posting on Truth Social and giving press conferences where he continued to defame her after having literally been sitting in court on trial for defaming her. And then just his behavior in the courtroom, like he just refused to follow the rules. He was shaking his head. He was shouting. He walked out during Robbie's closing argument, which is something I've never seen before in a court of law. And so, I think that it sort of helped the jury to not just have to believe what we were telling them, but get to actually see it with their own eyes, the way that this guy just believes that he is not bound by any rules or laws.